Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Everspace 2, where I think we're going to give this fancy new rocket a try. I'm curious to see if we ever get a second explosion out of anything. It feels like it would only ever land on the target, right? Just 150 meters is such a small range around a thing that should be moving pretty fast. But overall, it's a pretty powerful weapon, and if we combine the amount of damage that this does with like the 400% increased damage that we might be able to wrangle from the final reckoning, I don't know, it seems pretty good. Am I going to miss the damage from the Scorpion missiles? I guess we'll find out. So right now, I guess what we need to be doing is looking for another incursion, right? I like the fact that you can see where the incursions are at that zoom level. Threat level, moderate, less than 1 minute remaining. Okay, well that's probably not actually useful then. But who knows? Maybe we can get there in time. Doesn't seem super likely. I guess I don't know when time is, like, ticking. But, you know, we still have to have the time to make it there, right? I don't know. We're going to try it. Right, and then we're off. I didn't actually mark it as a destination, which is perhaps a mistake. Speaks to my lack of faith in our ability to reach it in time, I suppose. But I'm certainly not going to get there if I don't mark it. Okay, yeah, it's over already. And in fact, it looks like there currently aren't any incursions. So then I just turned around and went right back to Prescott. I'm like zooming around it so fast I can't even target it. So I'm just going past it over and over again. All right. Let me fly away from it a little bit. And then we'll just turn around and do a rift there. Actually, before we even jump into the rift, there's no reason not to go check the black market, right? And at this point, I would definitely eagerly take any opportunity to take a yellow high-risk zone in addition to the high-risk zone for the area that we actually care about, right? And I guess we'll take all this stuff. There was one item I saved for our inventory. I went through things a little bit and deleted a lot of stuff, but there was one item I saved specifically because it sells for 20k. So let's offload that. And then Union, Zharkov. Okay, they never seem to be very high rarity, and unfortunately none of these are useful. Alright then. Back to the thing to just open up a rift and try out our new missile. Did I... Where's... It's over there. I came out the complete wrong side of this place, I think. Oh, hold on now. It would seem... Ow. It would seem that perhaps a doings is transpiring. And right on our very doorstep. Has to be on the other side of the big planet. Very inconvenient. Alright. This time, I gotta make sure I'm keeping track of the positions of the crystals. Make sure we're staying close.
An incursion is in progress.
Yeah, thanks. That's good looking out. Do I have turret? I do not have turret currently. I do have Annihilator virus, though. Yeah, and that will certainly help. A couple of decent EMP shots. Well, I fired the missile and I heard it freeze something.
Hey Adam, you need some assistance?
You know, it wouldn't be horrible actually to receive a little bit of assistance here.
You can damage the beacon.
Shoot, beacon 2, not this one. All right, I got for like half.
Shields are back on the
We can finish it off next time. Ooh, these ones are tough. You gotta give them that. All right, I think it's worth engaging the turret here. Definitely fighting for our lives.
The beacon has lost its shields.
Okay, beacon 2 again.
Adam. Toodles.
Boy, he does not stick around very long. I feel like that sucks a little bit. Considering the cost you have to pay to get that perk leveled up and everything. Finding the blue quality equalizer, etc. Alright, there we go. Sometimes you can't find the direct hit. You just have to rely on a lot of explosions. And I'm glad I have a weapon that lets me do that without necessarily being bound to missiles and the nonsense that can sometimes occur.
The beacon is currently
Oh my god, how did I get all this distance out of here? Come on. Oh, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get... No, I'm not gonna get it. Thought I was gonna get it. It was looking real good for a second there. A lot of the enemies have sort of backed out a bunch. I don't love that. Please come over here and fight me near the control point, damn it. Again, just make sure we're pulling them toward it at all times. Okay, yeah, ow. Yeah, are my weapons overheating or something? Why am I running out of energy so quickly? Alright, hopefully that hit the, come on, you. Alright, I was hoping not to have to use any consumables, but this got a little ugly. Alright.
The beacon is defenseless.
And in fact, immediately downed.
All Kion emissions have ceased.
Alright, and we hit level 30. Future game updates will increase the level cap. Are we sure at this point? Alright, yellow quality signal decoder. Unfortunately, it's not for, it's for this area, which makes sense, but... Alright. I am not at all pleased with the performance of our ship in that fight. Movement speed's kind of whatever. Random item is overheated for 10 seconds every 10 seconds. Really sucks. Enemies are resistant to EMP. Kinda sucks. Repair and kills not so bad. Alright. You can't just cancel one for me. I'm gonna have to go do it myself. Also, while we're waiting here... Okay. I don't think we're taking that. Range is too short. Our current booster is just kind of a fine blue one. A blue one that is okay. So it takes all 3 pieces of the opulent set for it to affect your weapon damage. That is a shame. I don't know. This one seems broadly less good than the blue engine that we already have on. Plus 25% resistance. That's interesting. Some really fancy mines. Still probably not. I just don't feel like mines are very good. I guess if they have that ability to fly toward enemies, I suppose that's significant. Turns them into a kind of missile that you don't need to have a lock on to make good use of. I can get behind that, I suppose. Alright, map. Yeah, a level 24... Oh, yeah, like this. This is worth nothing to us. Let's discard that high-risk area. Gain this high-risk area. Alright, this reliquary that we just pulled is a primary weapon reliquary. It would give us a level 30 fancy weapon. I am inclined to go for this. The high-risk area will still be there when we get out. Yeah, let's go do this. So we're just jumping out of here to a place that has a thing. What do you call it? A marker, a warp zone thingy. Oh, cool! Enemy forces gain strength.
General broadcast. Again, with a public announcement of more dire circumstances.
Everybody tooling up more to outdo each other?
I believe you know the procedure at this point.
Yeah. I'm really not worried about just like ambient enemies in the world at all, and obviously this stuff isn't going to affect the enemies that are in the places where we will be actually fighting, so very whatever. You know, extremely whatever. Oh, hey, I have a perk point, don't I? Okay, so level 30 perks. These are wordy. What do they actually do? Killing an enemy while your shield is up, not super likely. Creates a lightning orb that will circle the ship for 20 seconds. Incoming attacks will consume the orb, damaging the attacker based on your maximum shield capacity and EMPing them. Okay. I think that's a pretty compelling thing for some kinds of ships. Our ship definitely does not. It doesn't pump the shield anywhere near as much as it pumps the armor, and I just don't. I feel like we're running around with our shields down pretty much all the time. After your ult expires, primary weapons remain charged with ancient energy, increasing damage by 20% and allowing them to pierce shields and armor up to 15-second duration, depending on ult energy spent. That is a shitty line of text to throw on the end of it. Like, what? I need more specifics than that. Or destroying an enemy with a crit causes their energy core to discharge and deal damage equivalent to 140% of their maximum hull in a large radius. That's awfully good if you're getting consistent crits. Our crit rate's like 20%. I kind of think, since we're cycling our turrets so much, I kind of think overkill is the way to go here. Alright, and with that, let's get into a little bit of trouble. Okay, so tuck this reliquary in. Go up to 200 lunacy. Enemies are dropping more tears of the mad. Do we want to push higher than 2? Not really. Well, I mean, the loot quality goes up. I don't know if the loot quality affects anything about the legendary that comes out of the reliquary. We know that we've seen mentioned radiant reliquaries a couple of times, or radiant legendaries a couple of times. I wonder if... I don't know. I'm just going to do it at minimum because I just want the thing to open. Once we have a level 30 legendary primary weapon, it will help us do a better job on more difficult rifts in the future. You gotta arm up for this stuff, right? Oh, our turret's off cooldown right now. Let's just... Jesus. I turn on the turret and everything around us just dies instantly. Ugh, we have time to run out of weapon energy. Yeah, it does, like, it feels like as soon as I get my shield back, it just shatters.
Down one.
It doesn't feel like we spend any time shielded. Where the hell are they all? I feel like everybody's coming in really far away from us all of a sudden. It is not clear to me why my weapons seem to be entirely piercing their shields and armor. Did I... Hold on, I didn't misread anything about this perk, did I? Oh yeah, increasing damage by 20% and allowing them to pierce shields and armor. I just looked right past that. That's kind of unbelievably powerful, actually. That portal doesn't seem like a big deal, but the loot quality gain is pretty low. That one seems more troublesome. Enemy hit point bars are hidden. It's kind of whatever. Yeah, like other enemies present are repaired. Isn't a big deal. We tend to focus enemies down one by one. I guess this will affect the usefulness of the flat cannon in a way that's a bummer. We'll no longer be able to like easily wipe out waves of stuff with it. I think we'll figure it out. I think we will find a way to survive. Outlaw teleport drone just teleporting directly onto the end of the flat cannon. A little bit more murder done here. I do feel like with our with this perk, the turret cycle is going to be even more powerful for us.
Gotcha.
So, like, get the turret active once. It does horrifying amounts of damage. Then it makes it really easy for you to kill enemies for the 15 seconds after that. And in so doing, you earn another turret charge. And
Another one off.
this, sorry.
Ding.
Yeah, damage going straight through people's shields is very silly. It doesn't seem to last the full 15 seconds, that's for sure. This thing is awfully tough. There we go. We're at 83% progress. I think I'm going to try to just not fire the turret. We've got this without. This way we can just start with it next time. It is really satisfying to hit enemies with long strings of minigun fire, to see the bullets sort of like arcing away and just hitting the intercept. Alright, so we didn't like this thing before. I just don't want to be like stacking buffs on all of our other enemies. Less damage beyond 300 meters is pretty rough. And I guess this time it's just the two. Oh boy. Alright, let's go for the 5% speed, shields, armor, and hull buff, I guess. This feels pretty scary. It's unlikely to significantly increase difficulty against the boss or anything. It's just going to be this third wave that gets worse, but also we left the enemies on a base value that is low enough that it's probably not like a big. Alright, turret on. Nearby enemies dead. It's wild how small that thing was. Okay, I mean we did get an ice explosion there. So the trick is to be like right next to something when you shoot it. So you get an ice explosion like first thing out of the gate, and then you get an ice explosion at the target. That's the way it's meant to be used. And that's why there's 2 explosions and not more. Okay, alright, I can make sense of that. Let's go ahead and fire the turret again. You're really far away. What am I doing?
Yeah.
You tell him, Adam. Alright, I think that's all of the stuff that needs to be flak cannoned. I'm really surprised that wasn't good enough, honestly. There we go. I needed to kill 1 additional drone. Alright, we're good now. Let's go fight us a boss. Surrounded by an energy shield that cannot be penetrated by weapons, forcing you to fly inside the shield. I feel like up close is a pretty good spot for us, as long as we're not talking about something that can maneuver very, very quickly around us. And generally speaking, the bosses are not those kinds of things. Alright. Turret, rockets and miniguns to full. Give the Annihilator virus too, why not? There you go. Doesn't take long at all. Yeah, the amount of damage that our ship just like pounds out when we're able to hold down both buttons on a larger target. Really quite terrifying. So I'm hoping this is going to be something a little bit longer range. Honestly, even just like a level 30 version of that big flak cannon that we had before would be pretty welcome. Speak of the devil. I don't think we're keeping this, nor this. And this is just a direct swap out, right? Yeah, 1,000 DPS over the top of that thing. We are losing... We're not even losing stats. We're losing chance for bonus missiles. 10% increased damage versus armor. Oh, you can only have 3 legendary items equipped at a time. Well, I'll tell you what. This is definitely precedential. This is the one that I'm doing. Alright, love ship modules. Love Tears of the Mad. Which I think I still don't actually have a way of spending, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I don't... It's okay. You know, it's as a disabling weapon, it's got some value for sure. Being able to just lock enemies down for a couple of seconds is, without question, useful. So this is 3509, 1082. So the calibrated prime zapper evens those out a little bit, so it's a little bit more like broadly useful. I don't know. I think I'm going to keep my high velocity synchro pulse. I do really like the traits on this. And with a fast firing weapon, that third thing is going to trigger semi-frequently, you would hope. Alright, we don't need high capacity shield breakers. I think I am scrapping this then. My inventory is set up in a very strange way. Alright, scrap these, scrap those, and then I think compress things. Still kind of... I'm still holding on to that railgun, thinking there's some kind of chance I might use it. We have so many cloaking field generators. Alright, let's do that so all the new stuff comes in at the bottom. And yeah, I'm definitely excited to have an extra copy of the Crimson Sun, although I will be honest with you, it's not very exciting. You know, you're really hoping to go into getting a legendary with like the ability to see something big and new and splashy. Alright, let's light up this high risk area. Give it a go. We're pulling no punches here because this one seems like it's actually going to be pretty difficult. Oh wait. You know what counts as pulling punches is forgetting to equip missiles in one of your missile slots. And pulling punches is what we're here exactly not to do. That's not, you know what words I meant, what order I meant those words to be in. Alright. That was a healthy swarm of drones. Did I just kill that thing in like one hit? I suppose I may as well turn on the turret. Not that it's apparently necessary. Yeah, we're fighting a lot of small enemies here. This thing's really, it's really in its most optimal state.
Oh, boy.
All right. Turrets all of the time. Always turrets. I'm not even sure what's webbing me. I think it's webbed missiles. Judging from like the very short, the combination of the short duration and the sort of the very intermittent way it's being applied. all right, I am not feeling like we are having to do very much here at all.
They locked onto me.
It is unfortunately
Yes!
now out of energy. Yeah, I really haven't switched off of this one weapon the whole time we've been at this. I was gonna say, where the hell's the boss? But there's just waves staying on us for some reason. Wow, look at the damage output. Look at just like the huge chunks we were taking off of this guy. Alright, another yellow catalyst blueprint. Catalyst Commander. That is a set, isn't it? Catalysts. Yep, okay. That's a cool thing for those to do. So unfortunately, it looks like aside from that, we didn't really pick up anything interesting. Standard synchro pulse. Common quality objects. Who would have thought? All right, I'm holding on to this because I think if we get the Tides of Siren Sea set going, it could be kind of interesting. But all right. So all we really got out of that was the catalyst blueprint, and I guess that's gonna be fairly common. It seems like. All right, now that we have this ridiculous weapon, I am eager to turn up the heat a little bit. Let's see real quick. Do we see incursions? We do see incursions. Looks like real fancy ones too. 4 minutes left. Threat level extreme. I love it when things are extreme. Let's go back to Prescott. In as extreme a way as possible. Fly out to Keon. I wanna see if we can get to that thing in time. Because I am curious what an extreme level incursion looks like. And then if we survive that, we're definitely gonna do some high level rifting. It is unfortunate that we have to drop in so very far away from the point. But even without our fast forward, it shouldn't take us all that long to cross the solar system. Although I guess the fast forward probably isn't like make your ship go faster, right? It's probably a fast forward. So probably the same amount of time passes per unit of distance that you cover. It's just less inconvenient for you, the human. All right, let's load this up. Gotta remember to actually mark stuff on my map. Yeah, 3 minutes remaining. We're good. We're fine. All right.
Hey, Hive.
Now that we're at the level cap,
Got any monsters out here in the Beltigrades?
I wonder if it might be a
uncategorized species
useful thing to do to
or
just like
non-scientific
build a
phenomena.
piece for each slot.
The human tendency to revert to superstition is unhelpful.
What, you think that humans are the only species to delude themselves? Doesn't that say something about their power of imagination?
It says more about confirmation bias. You are familiar with the flat sunners of Earth's home system.
Oh yeah, those guys who believe the sun is flat like a mirror and follows the rotation of the Earth?
And despite exploring and colonizing half the known galaxy, they continue to have a strong membership.
Well, you just gotta ask yourself, What is the psychological need they are fulfilling by pretending to believe that? Sadly, just like our flat earthers today. Although, flat earth has definitely been, deflated over the last 6-10 years or so. As, unfortunately, we all well know. Okay, 3 beacons. Is it just me, or is Adam getting, like, a little dumber? Does he seem dumber to everybody else? I want to fight nerds. Yep, just a terrifying amount of damage, actually. Alright, the enemies have come in, so it's sure it's up time. Annihilator virus out. Let's hit some EMPs. Which one is beacon 1? This one is beacon 1.
Strike the beacon now.
Alright. Not afraid to use rockets here either. 1 down. These enemies are definitely, like, realer. Don't get me wrong. The weapon is still doing great damage. Oops, not that. This. But you can see how much more effort it's taking to kill these guys. I wonder what, are you beacon 2? You're not beacon 2. I want to make sure we're near beacon 2, ready to face it. Oh yeah, you can see how much more effort it's taking to kill these guys relative to the ones we are facing in the rifts. Is that going to be enough? It is.
The beacon is exposed.
Alright, you try to evade me. You get the Annihilator virus. It's doing somewhat less annihilation than it used to, sadly. Oh my god, you know, so much shield. Wow, okay. I got a little tunnel vision there. I didn't even realize how much damage we were taking. Yeah, these enemies have, some of them have truly huge amounts of health. It's really, really unreasonable amounts of health. Alright, I just gotta remember to
Face a developing
watch the
incursion.
bars a little bit more closely.
Containment recommended.
Think I cleared the anti-missile drones? Yeah, we're good. Alright. Let's get the turret on and ruin some days.
Strike the beacon now.
Beacon 3, that's the high one? It is not.
Beacon defenses have reset.
Alright. Okay, I don't remember too this this Neuralink thing that I have. Dealing damage and getting healed by it is important. It's definitely not called that. I'm feeling very, like, stumble-tongued today. You ever one of those days where it's just like all of a sudden your brain don't words good? Wow, okay. I kind of thought the EMP was going to reduce the amount of damage we were taking, and then I took just a truly huge amount of damage immediately after pressing the button. I was trying to let our other devices come off cooldown, because our Annihilator heals us too, doesn't it? Maybe I'm misremembering that. It would be good to know. This one. Okay, I took it's reduced damage. It's not actually healing.
Stuck. I am now convinced my sudden migraines are linked to the spatial incursions.
Sure.
Alien has a biological
That makes
link to
sense.
these events, perhaps.
Why not?
There is indeed an incursionary event unfolding.
I'm a little annoyed at the way that the targeting system works sometimes. Like I'll press the middle mouse to start targeting something. And in the middle of my screen, there's one enemy and one allied ship. And the targeting system will assume I must mean the ally. And then if I keep clicking, great example there. If I keep clicking and looking for, I mean, I'm not going to get any meaningful damage in here. Let's just focus on enemies.
The beacon is no longer vulnerable.
Damn, okay, Jesus. No, I keep mashing retarget and it just keeps retargeting the friendlies because it's like, well, why would you ever want to attack something who's trying to attack you? Wouldn't it be easier to jump these guys who don't know you're fighting them? I'm like, I guess so. There's a way in which that thinking makes sense. This is we're taking a lot of damage. This is really not easy.
You placed yourself in this predicament.
Just
Okay.
chill out and watch the master at work.
All right, okay. We're just gonna zoom out of there real quick. Why is everything so far away? Like, everything's... The way it looks, everything is further away from us than the crystals. Like, they're all ignoring us to such a degree that they don't even want to come closer to us than the things they're supposed to be defending. Also, part of the problem we're having here is definitely that this situation in particular is one where the enemies are just like very heavily shielded all the time, and that's not my favorite thing for our weapon setup to deal with. Alright, doing my best to keep the healing rolling in. Oops, I did not mean to hit that. Shit.
Shields are down on the beacon.
Okay, I actually saw that one go down. Alright.
Right. Those objects are disruptive.
There we go.
Another to Stardust.
Trying to be real close to the beacon as I am
Beacon now.
turreting things down. There we go.
Notable drop in ancient energy additions. We have access to the beacon.
Oh shit, that was really fast. I'm nowhere near it.
Looks like I've got company.
Come on. Oh, you asshole.
Defenses have reset.
Okay, that's really bad, actually.
How annoying.
It really, really is annoying. It definitely feels like they sometimes sort of attenuate your damage so that you don't destroy it in one cycle. Not always, but for sure not never. So you can just like watch your DPS go to hell all of a sudden. All right. Yeah, that's... I don't even think I was getting hit by anything, but did you see the rate at which our health was draining? Like, there was no obvious source of damage. We weren't, like, getting hit by explosions, but it was just, like, something had fixed us with a beam, I guess, is what it was. And the health drain from 0 to full in, like, a second and a half with no idea what direction it's coming from. And for someone like me, which is to say, and old, that's not really enough time to react.
Again. Let's patch this up.
Alright, turn it up. Let's do it. Let's try our best to break a crystal early this time. Yeah, it's wild, like, we're doing so much damage to some of them. Alright, it's important to knock out the Weber drones. I should be making sure their drones stay down. It's hard to want to spend a lot of time on them, though, and they're not always easy to pick out in the fight.
Shields are down on the beacon.
Okay.
Incursion is weakening.
2 down and pretty quickly. Now it's just a matter of luring the enemies over to here. And see, like, even enemies of the same class, it's a little hard for me to tell what's going on with some of them, because, like, that particular Bloodstar Overseer took so much more damage than the other ones we've been fighting. It's just not immediately clear to me why. He wasn't even marked as an elite or anything.
Strike the beacon now.
He's following me.
Alright, that took a little bit of doing, but we got there.
Colin, you mentioned you might have a theory on how your ship's tech began the path to these events. Are you ready to open up about this?
I have been troubled by the course of these events, Tuka. It was indeed the spatial bypasses began all of this.
Alright. I don't think I want an opulence booster. Oh, well, I guess I was thinking that I don't want to replace any of my autonomous set, But this is not a piece that's in our autonomous set. That said, it does lose firepower and recharge speed, which is already low enough. Let's just scrap that. In fact, I'm sure I'm going to want to scrap a lot of these blues. These ones are powerful, but they don't auto-fire, which is a shame. A powerful prototype blaster. 800 meters is still just, it's such a problem. Plus 30% damage against units with a higher level than your own. So this has that as well. I think I am going to scrap it, but it's an interesting one. That range is just so hard to work with. Now see, this is interesting. It's so much more kinetic DPS though. We do need
In exploring the possibilities,
we do need
there's
something
one I cannot discuss.
that is energy focused, right? At least one thing. Okay, so ooh, Radiant Legendary. Requires 700 lunacy, but our device cooldowns are totally sick, and at 25%, enemies are EMP'd and receive corrosion. At my 25%, I think, maybe. Oh, hey. Wealthy foes, enemy regen, mines on death. That is going to get us our last challenge completion. I think... So this is an upgrade over the missiles we have now. Not a huge amount, but it's still got that, oh, what do you call it? Auto fire thing. Ooh, actually, if we're going to keep something like that, maybe what we want actually is these high capacity destabilizers, which really lock the enemy up. 20% chance, so it's the same chance, 60% reduced damage / effect. So the effect duration is 11 seconds. This would cut it down to like 5, probably 11 and a half, 60% down. Yeah, like maybe what we need more than raw damage is a damage boosting effect to give our already very high base value weapons a little bit more oomph. I don't think we can take any of this stuff. That's not bad. The Nexus Heart is tough because, like, it really does feel like enemies just aren't within 150 meters very often or very much. So it might be a good idea to maintain some kind of alternate energy core. And it would have to be one where the weapon charges at least as good. But in case we do pull another legendary that we really like, I would be willing to unequip the Nexus Heart for it, probably. Yeah, I really want to do this, but I think I'm going to prioritize clearing the yeah, let's scrap this. I'm going to prioritize clearing this last challenge. Hopefully that makes sense to people. Yeah, we're not keeping those. We're not keeping this, and we're not keeping that. I have so many cloak fields. I should probably get rid of... Wow, that's a lot of nano injectors too. Jeez. So these restore 70%. These are only 40, but it's instant. I'm going to keep the thing I have equipped. Yeah, all right. Let's go to the high-risk area.
We opened our ethereal space from a
Eventually.
contemporary technology, but links in evolutionary development.
I'm not following.
No, Toka, I can't say it yet. It's too disturbing to share. It makes it real.
I understand. Tell me when you feel it's time.
What if the dialogue was frustrating and bad? What if we just sprinkled in a little bit of no, I must not reveal the horrifying secret. All right. This one's real scary. I do have to do them both. Quality 250. Yeah, the other one has so much less danger. All right. This one's closer, and we do have to do them both as far as we can tell right now. I'm sure it'll be worth it. Think of all the really sick level 29 loot we're gonna get. I have not left myself a lot of rockets. And we were at the place with the repair panel, weren't we? Yeah, I should have re-rocketed. All right, it's fine. We'll probably only use the rockets against the boss. You know what? Sure. Turret right away, why not? Make sure all these drones are going down. Yeah, that's a real thicket of targets right there. Not my favorite time to get frozen. Okay, this is gonna be like a whole thing this time, huh? Alright. The turret will help keep things solid. There's some stuff going on with the enemy health bars that I do not fully understand. How is it the case that, like... that frost-shielded enemy we were shooting at, we hit it once, its health dropped down to nothing, and then it immediately jumped all the way back up to full, and then one hit killed it from there. Go down. Okay, there we go. And of course I'm frozen again. Why wouldn't I be? I mean, we're burning through enemies pretty quickly here, but the constant disables are definitely frustrating. And you're not really given a lot of ways to, like, counter this. There's one stat you can stack that reduces debuff duration, but you are really not very in control of your stat loadout. Like, it's not an MMO, right? Yeah, I think after we finish this challenge, and this is going to seem a little silly to say because of what the challenge is, but once we finish this challenge, I vote we leave this area and never come back. We're almost there. We're almost there. I really want to save the turret activation for the boss, which it looks like we've managed to do. Go out on a limb here and guess. This is going to be kind of a minigun job. Fuck you. Just instantly freezing me as I approach. Cool. I do feel like new retaliators should probably stop spawning when the boss is dead, instead of continuing to spawn for like a full 10 seconds afterward. But I don't know, that's just me. Alright, did we pull anything even kind of interesting out of all that? A rapid pulse laser with considerably worse... Well, you know, it's not that much worse damage, and it is vastly better energy consumption. Obviously, the increased the experience plus experience per kill is like hugely wasted. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think I can take the damage loss with a wasted trait on top of it. It's not very compelling. Okay, this is kind of interesting though. So 2365. So it's like only 2/3 of the damage of the current thing against energy. But it's certainly better against armor. 10% of energy damage bypasses the armor. That's cute. And it has like kind of comparable range, right? This is 1500. Yeah, maybe that's a reasonable energy weapon. We definitely don't need this one. This cruise booster is... Wow, that's a much better energy capacity, and the energy consumption is higher, but not anywhere near high enough to offset the other thing. We do lose firepower on it, and what else is it doing for us? Energy damage bonus. So we gain a lot of stats overall, but we lose firepower, and we don't get back precision or anything. It is a pure trade of offense for defense. Doesn't necessarily feel great. I know it's more stats overall, but what I need is offense, for the most part. The other changes are fairly minor. You know what? I guess I'll take it. That we can probably just scrap. And then... Yeah, we don't need any of this stuff. I mean, I'm not really surprised. At this point, new blues are really going to have to work hard to prove themselves. So... Are we keeping this disintegrator? Maybe is am I equipping it, right? If we're not equipping it, let's not bear it at all. Obviously, the problem is I'd be sacrificing about 1/3 of the overall energy damage of the only weapon we have that does good energy damage, and like the one that we are specifically using against all the shields. Energy capacity's down, energy consumption's down relatively. I think I'm going to hold on to what we got. Alright. Back to space. I do want to finish off this set here. Okay, so that's some autonomous reactive radar. It is the same level. So all that you're really doing here is comparing stats, and lose firepower is a real quick way to get deleted from my inventory. Alright, let's go do a higher level, but probably overall easier high-risk area. Then go fly into the sun a little bit, and then get the hell out of here and never come back, like I said, because this getting frozen constantly stuff is absolutely for the birds. You should get some kind of reward for completing all of the challenges. Or maybe just even like for completing all of the area master challenges. Showing that you are the unquestioned master of known space. I don't know what a good reward would be at this point. There's probably no reason to do something like that. Alright, we're on straight for the densest group of enemies that we can see. Oops. Helps to have the right weapons equipped.
The accumulation of credits seems to make humans happy.
Definitely time to bring out the turret. There we go. This wealthy foes thing is pretty rad. Doing my best to stay on the lookout for frost missiles. Yeah, I didn't really think about the fact that the enemies were going to become so much harder to shoot with a ship that had an even worse turning radius than the Vindicator. And so I discounted the degree to which the turret would be useful for that reason. I was just thinking like, yeah, in terms of DPS, more gun, more good. And that's not wrong exactly. But massively unexpected fringe benefit here. Actually being able to shoot at enemies who are fast and annoying. Yeah, I can't even turn towards stuff fast enough to outdo the turret's targeting. Also, I can't stop getting frozen. Alright. So, Annihilator Virus out. And I EMP'd, and I'm hoping that that's enough to back off some of these ships that are channeling frost magic on us. Or maybe not, you know, maybe it's just gonna be the same ship forever. I definitely want my turret active. Hive, how could you possibly think that there would ever be enough credits to satisfy anyone? Ridiculous ahistorical nonsense. That's so many missiles. Why are so many missiles always incoming? Alright, do we need the turret again? You know what? I may as well. I almost certainly won't need the turret for the boss, so no sense saving it. Okay. I think these are the last of the frost missiles. It's weird how hard it is to hit 2 missiles with 1 flak blast, because it's not like they're small. Okay, good. Easy. Do you assholes mind? The thing's over. Get out of here. Go home. Alright, let's finish the rest of this up. So, I mean, you know what we must do now, right? That's right. Go through our inventory and delete all the things we just looted. I mean, it's not like we're just throwing them away, right? We're scavenging them for parts. That's important. You need parts. All right. Here we go. Time to just gently kiss the surface of a star. Just a tiny little drift by. This is going to take a second. I wonder if we're going to get any of that flare effect as we approach. Maybe with this star I should check and make sure that is in fact the thing. Yep, get very close to the sun. Okay. Proximity alert, huh? You don't say. Alright. We've done it, friends. We are maxed out. We've unlocked white as an engine color. Ugh. Alright, so there's an incursion going. at the place where we the only oh no, sorry, that's right, that's not where we leave from. We leave from here. All right, let's get the hell out of this place. Hey, check it out. Fast forward. Woo. Even with the fast forward on, it takes a minute to get across here. Whew. Okay. Disregard enemies. Just get back inside. Ow. Back inside our safe little shelter is what I was about to say. And then I clanged off of the entrance so hard that I'm pretty sure I have spinal damage. Alright. Well. That was an eventful one. Which is to say, we finally died. It's been quite a while, I feel like, since we were seriously in danger in an area, and that was some very serious danger. So that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. We've got ourselves a Radiant Reliquary, and I am very excited to open it. So come back next time for that, and we'll see you then.